Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr. Gail, and here's Terry. Thanks for joining us today. And Terry, what's the latest with you?
Uh-oh, is that me? I think it is me.
Well, oh, what's wrong?
Oh, it's I had us on twice. I had us on, StreamYard and YouTube, so there was a bit of an echo on my
Okay,
side.
okay. That's easy to do.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know, I do it all the time. Well, what's going on? What's going on? Lots is going on. It's been kinda crazy, we were just talking about backstage how things are changing, energetically for us, but also physically. And I was sick this week, but also my face changed. Like I'm all puffy and I feel like I'm morphing. Your kids go through this adolescence in their life where they're like about 14 or 15 years old and their bodies look like you can see the bones changing at the same time.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that. Anyway, oh, oil painter, Marvin Gaye, what's going on? Right? What's going on?
You want
Yeah.
to you want to say hello to the people? Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, I sure will. Let me do that. Hi, Emmy J. How are you today? Lovely to see you. Beautiful Patricia Hernandez, Diana Oil Painter, Barbara Berkman. Hello, beautiful. Northern Lights.
Oh,
Hello.
yeah, that's old painter saying her too. Her cheeks are got bigger.
Isn't that weird, Diana? Yeah, my cheeks are bigger. My face is all puffy. It's really weird.
What
Jen
do you think?
Carr. Hello. Jen, we have you starred. Got lots of people starred today. Gray,
Yeah,
we've
we
got
already
you
have
too.
11 starred already. Yeah.
Yeah, Emily, White Dragon, hello. Let's see, Teresa Gingras. Sorry, Gingras. Yeah, we've got you starred too. Debbie, Three Shifting Veils, hello, beautiful. Annie Bear, hello, Annie Bear, namaste. Um, this week is also Navaratri, which is 9 days of auspiciousness, all
What in
about
the
the
world does that
divine
mean?
feminine. It's the festival celebrating Durga Ma, the mother of the universe, and different aspects of Durga Ma, like Kali, and I think Kuan Yin's in there too. There's a lot of different aspects, and you wear a different color every day, and it's a beautiful Hindu festival.
Okay.
Um,
So what else besides wearing a different color every day? Are you following any of it?
Well, I have before. I haven't really this year, but yeah, you wear a different color because you're celebrating that color. Like I think a few days ago was scarlet, so everybody would wear their scarlet. But also you're kind of dancing in the energy. I'm going to say dancing in the energy of that aspect of the divine feminine, whether she's a warrior goddess or she's a mother or she's a priestess or she's very sensual dancer, a dakini. So all sorts of different things that come in with it. It's pretty exciting. Anyway, yeah, but it's a big festival that people celebrate. Mary, hello. Good to see you from St. Paul, Minnesota. Yeah, and Hypnicity's here. Let's see who else. Jazz, Millie, Michelle, Emily, I too. Let's see. I'm saying hi to everybody. Coastal Crone, hello. Oh, hey, son of what? Yeah, lots of new stuff going on. Anyway, hi, Rosemary. So, oh, and Maria has perfect health is here. Yay. But, oh, and Kieran's here too, Care Bear, and Rossi. So, I've been getting a lot of energy coming in
Yes.
this week from the Galactics and the Archangels. Now, how do you feel about Archangels and Galactics? Aren't Archangels? They're from another dimension, so wouldn't that just be a star being? Would you? How would you characterize them?
Well, I put them in a different category actually.
Do
Um,
you?
to me, it just feels like a different energy. Like, I mean, I have the energy of the people who have passed, a certain energy. Then you have your angels. Then you have your ETs, your archangels. And so I put like Jesus and everything kind of in with the archangels. But I just feel like it's all just different energy, and I personally feel the difference in them. I don't know that a lot of people do.
I feel you on that. I do. I feel you on that. It's like, yeah, I can go with that too, because when I like Palladian is a species, right? Earth is a
Yes.
species.
Mhm.
Yeah, human species. So,
Yeah, it's extraterrestrial. They're from the Pleiades, the star system, the Pleiades.
right. So that has a totally different feeling for me than
The Pleiades.
archangel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it does too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So thank you.
Everybody, this is actually we're doing questions and answers on extraterrestrials. We'll be doing a healing show, the Slayer's healing show. We haven't picked out a date, but it'll be sometime soon. And then I'll be doing a color therapy shows this month too. But today is answering the questions about extraterrestrials. So thanks for all your questions. But anything else, Terry, before I go into my morning?
No, I want to hear about your morning again. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Yes. This morning, I'm pretty regular about going a few times a week down to the beach and watching the sunrise. And so this morning is what I did. I went down there and I was watching the sunrise and saw dolphins swimming by, which is normal. This is not an unusual thing. But today I thought, I haven't, since I've moved here and I've been here now a few months, I haven't connected to the water creatures. I haven't connected to the dolphins. So I decided I was going to try to connect to them and see what's going on. But by the time I had finished trying to connect with them, trying to get some information, they started jumping out of the water. They stopped. Usually when you have dolphins, they're just going straight forward and they're gone. But they stopped and they were jumping out of the water, and it looked like teenagers that were jumping up, and it'd be one, two, and they kept jumping out of the water and kept jumping out of the water. And it was the most spectacular scenery or the view that I had seen. And I just hadn't seen anything like that in forever. And so I decided that I was going to look at the cards, Whispers of the Ocean. And the card I pulled out was this. Okay. And it's dolphins jumping out. And it says, safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. And so then I looked in the book, and the big thing that stood out for me was be brave, bold, and willing to be individual. Trust that you are surrounded by protection and love. So today or now is time to be brave, be an individual, and trust that they're protecting you. So we all can start expressing ourselves and know that we have protection around us. And that's also showing the playfulness of a dolphin. Now, I haven't dealt with the dolphins for probably several years, about I would say 2 years ago when I was interplanetary liaison. I was going to different planets, getting their whatever was wrong with that planet. I was taking it back to the Galactic Federation and reporting. So I was going from planet to planet. Well, anyway, Earth was one of my hardest ones to go to. I went to I went to the beach, and then this dolphin came up to me, and she was a teenager dolphin, and her name was Fiona, and she had a little crown on her head. She was so cute. She was so prissy. And so she told me about, and I've talked about this years ago about this, that her complaint was that, of course, the pollution in the ocean, but it wasn't the normal thing that she complained about. It was the pollution from the boats. She said, we will come up with something about the plastics. That was not her concern. In the future, we would have something to do with the plastics. We would take care of the plastics, but we were not addressing the fumes and things that come off of the boats. That was her biggest concern. So whenever I was seeing these dolphins, and it turned out to be a teenage dolphin, it just reminded me to go back and think and look at that with Fiona, and maybe put that message back out there, that that's what we really need to be looking at, is the fumes, the boats, and things like that. And it's almost like the plastics is an easy thing to complain about and look at, and we will have something for that in the future, but we're just not looking at the boats. So that's my message for today.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah.
Denise. It was such a magical experience. I wanted time to stand still. I believe that the dolphins blessed our waters. Truly magical. Yes,
Oh,
they were just so playful. They were just all over the place. It was amazing. It was amazing.
yeah. And who was, I think it was Hypnicity said everybody has a porpoise.
Yes.
There
That's
we go. That was a good one, Hypnicity. Perfect.
so yeah, or I'll say that is true. That everybody has a porpoise. So what else is going on besides you morphing into something new? I feel like you're just morphing into this beautiful lioness.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Well, they've really been hitting me with stasis, and we've talked about stasis before on the channel, and how that's a healing place usually. And but they're showing me the center of the earth, the core, the magnetic core, which usually when I go inside the earth, I go to the healing waters, and then I go to the, all the caverns and the other universe inside there. And but they're showing me the exact core, and that is kind of like what was under the pyramids, and the Raw Collective down there, working with people and healing, and that we can go inside there, but there's other places outside there as well, in space, time, that we can go to. And when we go in there, we can kind of pick apart, like the old pieces of ourself can fall off, and we can magnetize with the new pieces of ourself, like our future selves or our future beings. So, making the crystalline matrix in my body. Thank you, White Dragon. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. So, yeah, we're definitely in that stasis right now, that everybody's kind of letting go and shedding everything. But we're also, like, I think, starting to see the matrix on this planet, a lot of us.
Mhm.
And I love that unconditional love that you were talking about, and taking care of ourselves, and being joyful, finding our joy, because we can sure find our fear. We're giving so many opportunities.
Yeah.
But finding our joy right now,
And,
is
and
it's
being
so
brave to be
important.
an individual.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally flying our freak flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always. Big proponent of that one. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of freeing when you can go in there. The other day, in fact, I was going for a walk yesterday with Tyler, and we're walking, and Metatron's been coming in a lot lately, and Metatron came in, and he was walking with me, and of course he's about 300 feet tall, so I hopped up there with him, and I
Hey, you
decided
hopped up there, or I would have gotten on his foot. Come on.
he was showing me that we can be in our power.
Okay.
We can be just as big as he is. I mean, because on another dimension we are.
Yeah.
So I was walking through my neighborhood, and I was looking around at all the houses, and I'm like, that's just a game down there. Those cars, those driveways, those walls. It's just a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a different way of looking at things. I really liked it.
Did you feel like you went from being in it to an observer?
Completely witnessing awareness. Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of us need to be doing, is pulling ourselves out of living in whatever's happening and becoming the observer.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I feel like definitely process our feelings when they come in. But like the anger or fear, things like that, and watching it. But once we get curious about, gosh, what am I feeling? And kind of feel it in your heart space. And Metatron's real big on that high heart too. That's where I feel him. That once we start feeling it in our heart space, like, well, what am I feeling? Am I feeling, scarcity, worried about the stock market, worried about whatever? Then when you go into that and look at it, that just takes you one point out of it by naming it. And then you're like, oh, well, that's understandable. What if I just look at this like a game? Like, so what do I want to attract there? What do I want to pull out of that stasis? Do I want to pull out scarcity and focus on scarcity, or do I want to pull out abundance and focus on abundance? So all those aspects are like kind of floating around you. that we can grab onto, and easier said than done often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here lately I've been on my soapbox a little bit and a little bit. But one of the big things, talked about, which is kind of where you've been talking about it, I just kind of brought it back up on my mind, is the fact that we are going from 3D to 5D, but the 4D negative reptilians are interfering and creating chaos. That's their job. We have won the battle. We won the battle back in April, but this is like their last issues. They're trying to fight back. So they're creating more chaos and not wanting us to go from 3 to 5D. And so in 4D, they're creating even more chaos, trying to rend. It's almost like it's their last stand, and making it, stirring the pot a lot more, basically.
Yeah. And that really clicks in with that feeling of the Matrix.
Right.
Yeah. That they're making these walls and making these newsreels and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, not what I'm going to grab onto.
It was really hard for me. I was all in it, back in 2020, I was all in it, but it was really hard because it kept showing me how the extraterrestrials looked at all this chaos. They look at it as, ants fighting each other, and do we pay attention? If we see ants fighting, do we pay attention to that? No, we just keep walking on by, and so they were showing us how they kind of look at us as, oh, look at those ants down there fighting. They'll figure it out, kind of feeling. And so when they showed me that, it really clicked into me that I needed to be pulling myself out of that chaos and negativity. It was tough. It was a big detox from it, but I'm glad I'm way on the other side of it now.
Well, maybe that's why I feel like I'm kind of morphing. Maybe that's a detox. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I got an infrared sauna yesterday, and it felt really empowering, but really hot.
Well, sauna is supposed to be hot.
I know. And I was driving home from the yoga patch today, where I do meditations, and they have the infrared saunas. And I was like, what if I did one of those every other day for a couple of weeks and just did a major cleanse, and just kind of, yeah, because I do feel like it's a detox right now of everything going on the planet. Mm-hmm. Everybody's saying, I love a sauna, right? Northern Lights.
Especially in the wintertime. Right now, we're already getting warm. We're in the 70s here. So, I'm not so sure. The summertime is not the time for me to get in a sauna, but the wintertime, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt good. It was nice. And I've been doing a lot of downloads. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a lot of downloads right now. White Dragon got on a med bed.
Oh, good for you.
Nice. That sounds lovely.
Yeah. And people do have access to it energetically, going to these med beds and color therapy beds, sound beds. There's all sorts of things that are out there energetically that we do have actual access to, that we can go use. You just have to go into meditation and think about what you're needing and what you want to have done, and head out there towards it.
Yeah. 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 If you can't do it physically, you can certainly do it in spirit, and it works the same. That's it. Your brain doesn't know the difference.
No.
Yeah. Like when we're doing breath work, you can just pretend, you can imagine you're inhaling and exhaling, and it brain doesn't know the difference and goes into homeostasis. So yeah. Oh, Brenda, some nights I sleep 10 hours, other nights maybe 2. Yeah.
We were just discussing that. Both of us, Teri and I, are waking up at 2:00 in the morning now, and we're not sure what's going on with that. But I'm usually a very early riser, and you are too, but the 2:00 in the morning is just a little more earlier. So I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that. What is this oil painter saying?
She's saying, on board the medical ship last night, lab cots all around me, taking me to rejuvenation. Then back to earth and business at hand was setting up the not like Nick's codes with Kelly Healer.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Big.
Amazing.
Good. I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah.
And I hope you're writing it all down.
Yeah. She'll be drawing it if nothing else. And Maria's bringing up something really interesting. Yep, couldn't talk for several weeks, dental, and was made to listen. I am, and that I am, right, Maria? Like when you have silence,
Yeah.
silence is huge. That's a huge gift.
Yes. What is
Yeah.
Amy J saying? She wakes up at 2 also. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that's about. It used to be I would be awakened at 2 o'clock to go on missions, somewhere between 2 and 4 in the morning to go on missions. But that's not it now. Basically, I think they're kicking me out of bed to go write my book.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of, we're getting a lot of downloads, everybody, right now. And just be aware of that. They're also showing me death, and which they show me that a lot. But they're showing me how we can jump out of our bodies, but what death feels like too when you do that, which they've been showing me that kind of stuff for a while, and it's nice. It's really freeing because they've shown me my death, and so now I know, and I'm like, yeah.
Have you seen your death on this timeline?
Yeah. I'm very old, and I'm in a
okay.
I'm in a cabin. I've got long hair. I'm in a cabin, and I'm looking out the windows, and there's all these small people with me. And then I decide it's time for me to go, and everybody says, "Oh, let's go!" And it's a celebration. It's like a parade. We all walk to this valley, and it's a field with flowers. And I lay down, and I do that same thing that they showed me. You kind of melt down in your body, like 4 inches below your body, and then you kind of pop out.
Uh-huh.
And I pop out, and then my guides all look at me, and they're like, Teri, Teri, Teri. And they're like, we told you never needed to worry.
Well, that's a good one. I've just had past life death experience that I've seen. Like I've seen myself way back when a dragon had me on their tail, banging me on the ground.
Yeah.
I was really young. And
oh my God.
Yes. And then I've seen myself as a farmer. I was a male at that time, and the Native Americans came and attacked us. So I've seen all those kind of deaths, but I have not seen this lifetime's death.
Yeah. They've shown me some other deaths too, like getting, falling into the mud. And I think that was either Atlantis or Lemuria. I think it was the end of a planet. And consequently, I don't like laying on my chest.
Oh,
my stomach. Yeah. 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 A lot of people are saying they see their past life ones. Yeah. Yeah, Debbie. Right.
Yes. But mine when I was seeing the dinosaur hitting me on the ground, I was walking through these biting plants, and so they were just snapping at me, and I was pulling back from them, and I was on a journey, and I can't remember what the destination was, or what the intentions was for that journey, but I just remember these biting plants, having to jump away from them. I think my dog just woke up.
I think he might have been one of your biting plants in another lifetime.
I probably was, but anyway, so I looked over to my left, and there's me. Yeah, well, I think I was only like 20. I was really young, being banged by that tail of that dinosaur, and I went, "Ooh, well, that was a horrific death," and kept on the journey.
Wow. Do you think it was a dinosaur or a dragon?
This was a dinosaur.
Okay.
It looked like a dinosaur to me.
Yeah.
But who knows? The presentation that you get is what you can see or whatever. Anyway, it was done because it was during that time period. That's what it was. That was my lifetime on Earth during that time period. So it was definitely a dinosaur.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Rosemary, they didn't show me my next reincarnation after this. It said if you leave your body and step out of it fully aware, that you go into your next timeline fully aware. Like
Okay.
there's not the.
Well, I will be fully aware because I already put my request in. I want to be somebody's guide.
Oh,
So
I love that.
that's I've already put that in. I want to sit there and go, oh no, I told you so. No, they don't do that, but I want to
Yeah.
sit up there directing, going, trying to nudge and do all that stuff to put somebody
Right.
in the right direction. So that's my.
Yeah, we forget sometimes that we can request what we want. This is how I want it.
Yeah, I already got mine out there first. So I want to be somebody's
Yeah.
guide. I hope it's somebody good. I better put more details in it because I hate to be a guy for a serial killer or something.
Oh, well,
What would you do
yeah,
with that?
right? Yeah. Hey, Danny Shay. Danny Shay's
Hey,
here.
Daddy.
Yeah, good to see you.
Can you imagine the guys for like a serial killer? Can you imagine what they go through?
I don't. I can't imagine, like, I do feel like some people come down here to be agents of change, right?
Oh yeah.
And you have a contract, blah, 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 blah. But sorry, everybody, blah, blah, blah. So you get this contract, but I feel like some people overplay their contract. So it'd
I
be
better be more
weird.
specific about my contract. What I want is be specific about who I want to be a guide for or the type of person.
Yeah, or make an amendment. So
Lauren saying I have asked to be a guide for my great granddaughters. I specified who I wanted. Oh, that's great.
Lauren, I totally love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Oh, Annie Bear, I can see this. Be an emissary of Earth across the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Be specific. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, White Dragon, I think you're already doing that, dear.
Yeah, you are.
Going cruising. Yeah.
You say make an amendment. I'm going to make an amendment on that because I've been saying all along I want to be somebody's guide. Maybe I'll be your guide, Danny, next time.
Right? Oh.
Probably Danny would be my guide too. No, Danny and I go, I think, back and forth as brother and sisters in different lifetimes.
Yeah. Oh, your dad is here as a spirit. God, yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right, Karen? We can always ask, like, I ask my dad to do things and I ask my mom to do things and your grandparents, people that need help, in my life. And I say, hey, Grandpa, will you come over here and take care of that? So he's pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, you want to do some questions?
Let's do some questions. We got 21 starred. We can start hacking at them.
Hacking.
That's a real killer on my mind.
Yeah. Does that feel comfortable, everybody?
Yes.
All right, Barbara. Dr. Gail, do I have a galactic family? And if so, do they have a message for me?
Okay, Barbara. Let's see. Well, you definitely have a galactic family. And I'm assuming you want some more details about that. Diane, Danny, if you hear I told you so from a God, that's me, Dr. Gail. Okay, Barbara, let's see who we're hearing from here. It is the Palladians for you, Barbara, that and this is a big, huge yes for you. You want to give her the message? It's like, since I've gotten the galactic family or the Palladians.
Yeah. They're talking about, they're showing me 5. And I think 5 is like the flower of life, the 5 buds, but it's also like a flower and there's a center of the flower in a box.
Oh.
Here, Barbara. So I think this is your code that you're using to get into that time frame. So you can still process with them when you want to with the Palladians. We've been seeing this white woman come in, and I get that she's a kind of a shapeshifter, but she's also very Palladian. So I feel like you can ask them for what you want. They're showing me you laying down, Barbara, and when you sleep at night, this is a good time that you could put a question or a request in before you go to bed, when you wake up. Also, if you even wanted to just write an addendum or an amendment and put it under your pillow, that would be available to you.
Well, that flower jumped into my head, showing that she was blossoming, like she was opening up.
I love that.
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
opening up to a lot of new things.
Yeah.
Accepting
Awakening.
a lot of new things.
Yeah. The flower of life is like one of my favorite things. It makes it's really tender to my heart.
Is that where your flower of life sits? Is that your heart?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you have a flower of life on your crown chakra too? I feel like we have one that opens up here, and we have one that opens up here.
Yeah. This one's more of a lotus blossom because that chakra goes like so.
Right.
It's like your root chakra goes down. But yeah, and in fact, when you're working with your high heart chakra, which Barbara's been doing a lot, I know, is that really opens up, and that's a completely different color than your heart chakra, and that's more with Metatron and actually very Palladian as well, and it's that which makes a lot of sense, Barbara, because that is the aqua and the rose quartz and the lavender.
Oh gosh, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how I see it, is the lotus opens up in front of you and your heart chakra, but opens up like this on top of your head.
Yep.
That's how I see it.
That's how I see it too.
But I haven't seen those colors. That sound beautiful.
Well, the high heart chakra is in between the throat chakra and the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, I see it as like a flower that opens, but also it can go like 75 feet out the front and 75 feet out the back. So yeah. Oh, you do too. So yeah.
And that's what we're all working on, trying to open that up more.
Yeah. Be of the heart.
Yes. Which we're not used to. That our galactic friends, they are open like that. Which that's why when we encounter them, that we're so overwhelmed with the feeling of love and acceptance that we don't even hardly understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why nobody wants to come back when they have the NDE, right?
That's right.
Like, yeah, I'm not going back. Northern Lights. Hi, Dr. Gail. Does my Lyran star family have a message for me?
Oh, okay. Your Lyran star family message. Do you want to do the message?
Well, the one I'm getting, this is hilarious, Northern Lights. What's that song? Get out of my head, get into my heart.
Yes. That would be for everybody. That should be our anthem.
Right? Yeah, totally. Yeah. Get out of my head, get into my heart.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm seeing, Northern Lights, is a whole Lyran family, and it's almost like they're all sitting on a couch, which is really strange. The father is sitting on the arm of the couch, and then there's the mother, and then there's two children, and they're showing me family time. And so they're showing me invite your family in. I'm not sure what that means for you. I don't know about your family, but I'm hearing invite your family in. Let me see if that means inviting all of them in, or if that means it's your Earth family. Is that Earth family? No, it's that family is invite them in. They are there to support you. Apparently you've accepted one of them, and they're wanting you to accept the whole family. They are your family. They are your family, and you're part of them. And to them, you're more part of them than you are of Earth. You're more Lyran than you are human. Oh my gosh, yes. So Northern Lights, you are more extraterrestrial Lyran than you are human. So you're definitely a hybrid. And they want you, because they feel like they're actually more your family than your actual family. They want you to accept all of them in. That's a pretty powerful message.
That's when you were talking about that. The first thing that happened was that big lotus blossom, and then my left ear, Northern Lights. So I think they're going to be sending you some messages.
Oh yeah, well, look at what she's saying. We'll work on that. Totally feel more Lyran than human.
Yeah, Yeah, sometimes it's hard to be on this planet, isn't it? Northern Lights.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm going to skip down here to, was it Emily or Teresa?
Teresa.
Okay, we'll get Teresa and then we'll get you, Emily. Um, Greetings, Galactic family. So sad, missed last live. I feel I also need scan feeling off. I'm also curious about duties aboard the ship.
Okay. Well, Teresa, the scans come on our medical shows or our Solaris healing shows, the healing shows, and also the color therapy. So we try to focus on more of the extraterrestrials, the show. So we'll come on the Solaris Healing Center, and we'll take a look at that part of it about scanning you on that, because I feel like, and make sure you do, because this is important, because I already see something going on with you on the scan, and it's going to take me a little bit to work on that. So let's see about your duties aboard the ship. I see you just standing up. I see you standing up giving orders is what I'm seeing. So let me see what you're doing. And it looks like to me you're working with the children, Teresa. Is she working with children? Yeah, you looks like I think you're a teacher. I think you're in a classroom. And again, humongous, yes, you are actually a teacher on the spaceship, giving directions and teaching the young ones. And I talk about going into the classroom or going into the schools for the extraterrestrials, ET. It is the cutest little thing. Those little bitty things that look like the big things, they are so cute. So that's what you're doing.
Wow. That's amazing, Teresa. They were showing me a pyramid with a bed under it. I don't know if you sleep under a pyramid, Teresa, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 orbs over you. And that's and each one gets bigger. So I don't know if that's 6th dimension that you're going to with your galactic tribe or what that is, but that's what they showed me.
There you go, Teresa.
Now we're going to go to
So
Emily.
be sure to come to the Solaris Healing Center.
Yeah.
We'll make an announcement. We haven't quite settled down on a date yet.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Gail and Teri. What galactic healer beings do I work with, and do they have a message for me? Thanks.
What galactic healer beings? So, okay. Well, Emily, these are kind of two questions in one. Are you wanting, because who you're connected to galactically and who actually might be healing you are two different things. So, Emily, are you here? Can you ask, because I can see whenever you're going healing, and this is normal for me to see healing, it's usually a praying mantis and 2 grays that take you for healing. Now, that is not your galactic family. So I'm just wanting to know if you already know your galactic family, and that's who, but that's who's taking you to do healing on you. And let me check on that. Yeah, it's a praying mantis and 2 grays that actually take you up and heal. So what are you getting, Teri? You want your galactic family. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Galactic family. Okay, good.
I'm getting the Lyrans. Yeah, the Lyrans, the cat people. Emily, if you don't know what the Lyrans are, the cat people, and it's spelled Lyrans. So it's the Lyrans.
Yeah, they're giving you a new download. So I get this, the devotee. So something that you've done in the past. I don't know if you've been a healer in a past life or Emily, but I feel like whatever that they've got you doing, it's something that you've done before. It's like you might have a new modality opening up, or you might be working on something new right now, Emily.
Yeah, it looks like she's a healer now.
Yeah, it's what it feels like to me too.
Are you a healer, Emily? If you're not, you're supposed to be.
Get busy with that contract, girl.
So, Emily, are you doing any kind of healing or in some healing modalities or doing something with that?
Oh, and she says yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now,
Yes.
what do you do, Emily? Let us know what you do. What kind of healing things do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, let us know.
So at least she's doing what she's supposed to.
Yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
having to say,
You,
go do it.
right? Yeah. And some people do healings just by holding space for other people.
Oh, and also in your own family, just being
Oh,
there,
that's
breaking.
massive,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, being in a family, raising your vibration, and just being around them, or walking into stores and things. That is healing a lot of people in itself. Just having a smile on your face will heal.
Yeah.
So she's saying what all she does is the
Oh,
Reiki, Theta,
oh,
and pranic mix. You do all that.
yeah. Yeah.
I have no
Reiki
idea
and
what I
pranic.
do.
That's me too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have no idea what I do. I just
It's the right thing though, that Solaris Healing Center. I've never heard of anything like that, and it's beautiful. That's so soothing. Mej, can I? Oh, that's a scan. I'm sorry, honey. Yeah, we're not doing those today, but come back in a couple weeks.
yeah.
Um, Denise, did I receive my transmission from the Blue Star family?
Oh, listen to you, Denise Bentley here. Yes, yes. But there, it looks like there's more transmissions coming. Yes, you did. And are there more coming? And there are more coming. That was almost like they just told me that was the tester dose. So
Wow.
there's more to come, and I'm thinking there's at least 3 more to come. And that first dose was just testing to see what your body could handle. What are you getting, Terry?
Denise, do you have a piece of lapis or something too around you? So I get, yeah, you're going into that portal and there's that blue light there. But but they're just talking about a piece of lapis. It would kind of create the alchemy. So the divine order of it would bring that in. All right.
Yeah,
Um,
she says she wears it. I wear it.
oh, good. Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why they're showing me that. They're also showing me a blue liren. So,
Really?
yeah.
Well, that would be kind of pretty.
She's beautiful. Yeah. She's a pretty girl. Jen Carr, Dr. Gail and Teri, I feel a lot is changing with me. Any messages on guidance and direction? I'm everywhere.
Well, Jen, the reason why you're everywhere is because you're just opening up to you're just opening up to your gifts, or you're just opening up to who you are. There we go. That's the words. You're opening up to who you are. And it's actually beautiful. They're showing me that you're all over the place, because actually they're showing me that every chakra you have is wide open right now and accepting downloads, and you have become receptive to all this. I feel like you have unloaded whatever burden was holding you back. You've unloaded it, and now you're just wide open to receive it. I don't know if that makes sense, Jen, but that's what I'm seeing. What about you, Teri?
Yeah, I can feel it, man. It's beautiful, Jen. I want to make sure that you're zipping up when you need to, and grounding as much as you need to. And remember, you can just imagine from your root chakra or even your earth star chakra, a zipper, and zip up your back all the way up to your crown chakra and pull it in, especially when you come in at night, so that you can kind of, pull it in. But yeah, you're everywhere. You're everywhere because it's a beautiful time. Make sure that we have fun with that, you guys, because everybody's opening up right now in a different way, and make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy with it. So
That's Diana Bowles. She's sending me something every time Diana's dings. I don't know why her texts come through when we're on shows, but it does.
that is too funny.
Also, Jen, what I'm getting is I had this issue when everything was opening up for me, and I eventually had to put in office hours, put in galactic office hours, put in office hours for not everybody in the world can come in and talk to me. all the time because they were. I would be driving in my car and something would jump in my car and I'm having to deal with them, or I'm going to the beach on vacation and I'm having to deal with this being that's jumped in my car. Or, you have to put in office hours and just go, okay, everybody, this is the time that I will deal with you. Here is your time, and you can come in and I will help you. And Jen, I'm feeling like that's what's going on with you. You got to do some office hours.
Oh, I just said that. Boundaries, spirits are cemeteries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got that amendment. They can't come up behind me.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I always want air conditioning. So just wherever I am, I want that availability.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that, Jen. Okay, Gray. Hello. Morning, Dr. Gail and Teri. May I
Just
please
get an
have
old painter. It is our forever connection, gorgeous. Thank you. Because her text messages always come through on the shows. I have no idea why. Hers come through.
Oh, she's connected. She's major connected.
She knows how to get through.
Yep, she does. Great. Good morning, Dr. Gail and Teri. May I please have some galactic help, a message and a scan? Oh, not doing scans today, but I think something needs to be cleared.
Okay. If you think something needs to clear, you need to come to us on the Solaris Healing Center. That's where we'll be doing some clearing, and also whenever I do the color therapy, we can work on it there. But Teri and I, it'll be within a few weeks. Teri and I just haven't settled on a date yet. But be sure you come to that, Gray. Do you have a message for her?
Well, I'm still getting the pyramid energy and the orbs above it. So, and under the pyramids is where the healing centers are, but also it's a form of stasis that you can go into. So there might be some things, Gray, that you need to release and some things that you need to pull in. So we were kind of talking about that on the channel today. And so releasing and taking in, like, what do you really want? Where are you focusing your attention? So where are you focusing your energy? And it's always nice to do something that you love. So something that brings you joy.
Yes. Gray, whenever on the reason why we do different shows is I have different guides that show up for those things. Medical Mike comes up for the Solaris Healing Center, my assistant. And that's why I divide my shows. It's just like putting parameters up, so I can focus on one thing at a time.
Well, and it uses a different part of your energy too. Yes. Yeah, it totally does.
And for me to go back and forth from Galactic to that, I've tried it. I was out the whole day. I was done. Nothing else.
Yeah, it totally does. I can switch around from mediumship to intuitive, but to go Galactic and then mediumship is well, it depends on if we're doing the past life. That's Akashic, but
mediumship's the easiest for me.
Yeah,
that was
wow. You don't have a medium show.
No, but that's really easy.
Oh, we should do that sometime. That would be fun. I love doing mediumship. I love
mediumship is extremely rewarding. And
having people come through that love people. And so beautiful. Let's see. Okay, we're going. I don't think we got hypnicity yet. Any messages from my galactic team?
Focus. Hypnicity. That's what I'm getting. Focus. Now let's see what you're going to focus on. I'm just seeing that. What are you getting, Teri? Go ahead, because I'm just getting focus. She needs to focus. But it's like she's out here. They're showing me she's out here on the side, and she needs to pull it in, whatever it is you're working on. But see if you can get a little bit more there, Teri.
Okay, I feel like your crown chakra is totally opened. Hypnicity, like you're walking around with this lotus blossom, and it's like, shoo. So it's not like the fifth or sixth, it's seventh density because they're showing me 7 orbs. So, but that would also be the seventh chakra. But I do feel like the density level is, you might feel like you're flying sometimes. So, zipping that in a little bit. And I think that's going to be something for everybody right now, just to make sure that you're not flying, because we're still on the planet all day. Yeah, she is one busy, generous lady, our hypnicity. She says, yeah, I do need to dial it in. There's so much I want to do that I get overwhelmed.
Yeah. So
Right?
focus on one thing at a time, hypnicity. Or no, three things at a time is what they just told me.
Wow.
So they're giving you a variety of hypnicity. They said, focus on 3 things at a time. Pick 3 things and focus on that. So you'll be able to bounce around like you like to bounce around. But pick only 3 of them and bounce around with those 3 until you kind of finish with it, and then pick 3 more.
Wow. That's beautiful. Because I feel like you're functioning on 3 different dimensions.
Yeah, it's a good idea too for all of us.
Yeah. And recognize that, you guys, this isn't what we're limited to, because we're all out there doing something else too.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before we came on, that I remember being a fern on a planet that was just growing. And it's like, that's a beautiful thing to be, a fern.
Well, you think I was the biting plants.
Yeah, biting plants.
Maybe I was at one time. I was a biting plant. But I was jumping all over the place from those biting plants.
I'm going to have to revisit that fern.
Yes, I do like a fern. Yeah, I like that idea of being a fern.
Right? Yeah.
You know what? I just remembered my friend Meg. She has a whole story about being abandoned. She was dropped off at a planet. She was abandoned because she was really bad, and they just threw her off on a planet. And she had to deal with biting plants on that planet. She said she was so scared, and she kept promising she would do better, but she never did. So they threw her out on a planet with these biting plants. So we all have some interesting lifetimes.
Well, I bet I know why oil painters tinging you. You
Why?
got somebody behind you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
And who is behind me?
They're blue.
Oh, probably my Arcturian family.
I think so. Yeah. There's 3 of them. But
Well,
there's
my
a big one in the
Arcturian
middle.
Fat Kai is my main guide, who is with me, and
Yeah.
she is descended Arcturians, and she is blue, and she's a little bitty thing with, and she's just wonderful, chatty Cathy, fun to be around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, exactly right, oil painter. Little Shop of Horrors. But the plants I was dodging were like waist high, not that big.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, Leah, Teri led me to a cave where I am a crystal in a water cave.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That is so beautiful, Leah. See, I don't, that's the thing, when I go into doing the meditations, I'm channeling it. So I don't remember those either.
You don't remember going into crystal caves?
Well, we always go to crystal caves.
Okay.
I mean, we do a lot of caves, a lot of caverns.
I remember one time being put into a crystal. It looked like a coffin, and that's how I traveled. Like we went to a different planet that way, and it was in Lemuria that I was in. And there was these crystal caves, and they had, and it was not just me. It was a bunch of us that were getting into, and it looked like coffins to me at that time. And we were traveling that way. And when I got in, I'm going, am I dying? What's going on here? So, no, that's what they traveled in.
They show me, have since I was a little kid, these big, it's like they were spaceships, but they looked like meteors. But in the center, the inside of it was all crystalline energy. It was like a geode, basically. And that's how they traveled, my guides, when I was a little one. So, Hypnicity says she thinks maybe some reptilians are very small too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, Denise says this is the only place I feel safe to even talk about this stuff.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. And it's only because of y'all and moderators and everybody who makes this safe. And we can talk about our stuff together because we all understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got somebody else behind you. Okay. Let's go on.
Also, when y'all talk about people being 9 feet tall and 2 feet tall and whatever,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that's not our perception, and our size is the one that changes. Because, because my very first praying mantis that I met, he showed me how he could go from a little bitty thing to really tall, and showed me how he could go up and down. And somebody, I can't remember, somebody asked, no, it was when I was with the ants. Somebody asked me, going, was it the ants that were human size, or were you the size of the ant? And I went, oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. I don't know. I don't know if it's our perception, what size we are versus what size they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And I perceived that being that fern to be a tiny little thing, but I could have been 50 feet tall. Who knows? Yeah. I never even, it's all relative, right, Rush? Yeah. I never even knew.
Yeah.
Viviani, are you still here, darling? Dr. Gail and Teri, if time allows, I would love a message from my galactic guides, please, and thank you. Yeah, shapeshifters, right? There she is. You're beautiful.
I'm definitely a shapeshifter, because I am, especially when I'm traveling from planet to planet, I can take on the body or the shape of that planet I'm visiting, of those people. So, actually, how they'd showed that to me is they rolled a rack of clothes in, and there was a whale body on it, and I unzipped my human body and put it on, and put the whale body on, and went swimming with the whales. That's when I realized I was a shapeshifter. I went, oh, this is what I do.
Yeah.
And so it's what you do when you go planet to planet, to be able to communicate with people and look like them, for them to accept you. So,
yeah, and sometimes to get into that other dimension too.
I love that name, Madame Maui's House of Cards.
Yeah, she's amazing. Talk about, yeah. Oh, okay. Interesting question too. Okay, Viviani, if time allows, I would like a message from my galactic guides, please.
Okay. I don't, they're showing me a piece of cake. Like, how sweet. Basically, like how sweet she is, like a piece of cake. Now, what does that mean? How sweet she is? Okay, because that's what I'm getting. That's the correct message. How sweet she is. She's like a piece of cake. Okay, so I think there's more interpretation to that piece of cake, and being sweet. Oh, okay. I think you're being too sweet, Viviani. I think you're letting some people walk all over you. Is what I'm getting. Yeah, that's the message. Because it's being too sweet, like a piece of cake. Anyway, Viviani, take a look at what's going on. You're allowing people to, I'm getting a humongous yes on this now. I got it. That's what it is. That you're letting people kind of walk all over you, or you're allowing, maybe it seems to be more than one person. So take a look at that. Put your boundaries up. Start saying what you need, or basically start saying no, is what I'm hearing. Start saying no.
Yeah. She says, yes, there is one person she needs to stop being so sweet to. Yeah. The minute you asked this, Viviani, my birds started chirping like they're right on my shoulder. So I get you're also getting a lot of messages, and you may not, you're redefining your boundaries. So, birds bring messages from heaven to the earth, but they're also clear speaking. So make sure that you're clear speaking with that, and channel those messages, because you're hearing them already. You know what you want to say. And that's so common. And I feel like right now our throat chakras and our heart chakras and our solar plexus are like, we really need to abide in them and see, what do I want to say? And how do I speak clearly? And we're all finding our voice right now. So using it clearly, but also the voice that we talk to ourselves with is so important. Like when we wake up in the morning, or go to sleep at night. Like, what do we truly want? Are we too busy? Are we doing too much? Should we back off and get more into healing and channeling?
Or back off for a while. It might be
Yeah.
just bias. But Viviana, also I'm seeing to whatever you're needing to say, start practicing writing it down first. Writing
Oh,
it down, writing how you want to say it, what you want to say, so your throat chakra doesn't close up every time that conversation or whatever conversation you're about to have happen. So start practicing writing the answer or the question down before you're approached or being approached. I think we all could take that.
I can take it. I will 100% take it. Yeah. I do the same, Viviani. What is it? What did Buddha say? Like, say things 3 times before you say it out loud. Like, speak it to your soul, speak it to yourself,
Oh my
speak
gosh.
it to
It
your
takes 10
spirit.
minutes before we make a statement.
It would, but kind of,
Yeah, I
looking
know what
at
you're
that.
saying. Yes. But
Yeah.
that's a great idea to get in that practice. But
Yeah.
it helps when dealing with a narcissist. Yes, yes. So
Yeah.
have and you can have the same answer repeated over and over again, whatever question or whatever statement. Just have a pat answer for everything that's said.
Yeah. Let me think about that. That's a pat answer right
Yeah,
there. Yeah. That's an easy one.
yeah.
Yeah. Call us.
I like what Annie Bear was saying. She would never get that message.
Yeah. Tell me about it, Annie. Well, we're already an hour.
Oh wow, I can't believe that. Yes.
Yeah. So I hope everybody got a message. Even if it wasn't, uh, you weren't called on, because I feel like I got a lot of messages, even though I wasn't called on either.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anybody, all right. Well, thanks, Teri, for always having a good show. It's always fun being with you. And
Oh,
thanks, moderators, for making this a safe place being here. I'll be on again. What's today's? I'll be on again Wednesday. Oh, and this will be Mary. Mary be on this week with me on Wednesday. When's your next show? Probably tomorrow, tonight. You're always finished. You
I'm
always
actually,
make me feel like make me feel like oh gosh, I got to step up my game. Look what Terry's doing.
no, I always admire you for being a little bit more laid back. And I think about that and I'm like, okay, I need to back off a bit. Hi, Sarah. So I'm kind of trying to do that, but I'm going to be doing a little show with Deborah Lupin.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, and it's actually today, and
Of course.
it's like in an hour, but I think we're recording it. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
it's it might be live, but it's Metatron, all
Oh,
about
good.
Metatron.
Yeah, that'll be good. That's good
Yeah,
because he seems to be coming up a lot here lately.
yeah, he's really showing us how to be in our power, lovingly, because
Yeah.
I always see him in a pink tracksuit, so why not?
Yeah. Why not? All right, everybody. Well, thank you, and we will see y'all later. All right. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.